What is going on, guys? Welcome to this week's episode of Sports Nerd Web Weekly. I'm SolgrOnly for Sports Nerd Web. We actually got quite a bit to get into this week. Sadly, nothing really on the Destiny 2 front. Nothing new quite yet. But starting things off, Ghost Recon Wildlands, the first expansion, is actually out today for some. Narco Road is out now for season pass holders. One quick second here. There we go. Alright. Ubisoft has released a new trailer that shows off Ghost Recon Wildlands' first expansion, Narco Road, which is out today for those who own the game's $40 season pass. Alternatively, it launches April 25th for everyone else, priced at $15 by itself. Narco Road tasks you with infiltrating 3 gangs of smugglers led by Kingpin El Invisible. Quote, players will have to go undercover and work their way up the ranks and earn the trust of the mysterious leader if they have any hope of bringing him to justice, says Ubisoft. The DLC, like the main game, is playable in solo or co-op, and you can catch a glimpse of the action at GameSpot.com in the trailer. There are 15 fast-paced missions in Narco Road, as well as 4 new types of side missions. You can gain fame and influence by completing these missions, earn enough, and you'll get a chance to take down El Invisible. Additionally, Narco Road comes with 4 outfits, 9 weapons, and 4 vehicle types, including monster trucks, muscle cars, motorcycles, and planes. Last week, the game received a new patch in preparation for today's expansion. The update also included a bunch of bug fixes and balance tweaks, as well as a set of weekly challenges that start anew every Wednesday. I remember talking about this last week on last week's episode, how they have these new challenges that update every week. Ghost Recon Wildlands returned to #1 in the UK sales chart this week, following 3 weeks off the top. The open world game spent 2 weeks at #1 when it launched in March, but was pushed down to #2 for the following 3 weeks by Mass Effect Andromeda and Persona 5. Wildlands received mixed reviews upon its release last month. Our critic, GameSpot's critic, called the open world game a middlingly safe tactical shooter and a slightly wasted opportunity, though he did praise its seemingly boundless map and its mission diversity. I actually kind of agree with that review. I mean, as far as the map, I mean, I love Wildlands. Actually, I think they did really well with it. It's definitely one of my favorite Ghost Recon games ever. I do love the map. Like, I do love how open world it is. The map, the exploration. I love the progression system, how it progresses through it. So I can't wait to try out this expansion. I haven't played it yet since they rolled out the update with the challenges that update every Wednesday. So I'll have to make sure and try those out. Even though I still have so much of the game left to do, I probably wouldn't even get to. I mean, it doesn't say anywhere in here if you have to be done with the game to play this content, or I would think that you would have to, because of how the open world structure is set up. You can literally go anywhere you want in the world right from the beginning. So I wouldn't think that there's like any kind of limitations or anything like that. So, but like I said, it's out now for if you have the season pass. But if not, alternatively, it will launch April 25th, priced at $15 by itself. All right, and up next, actually, this week's episode is actually centered a lot around DLC. Next up is Titanfall 2's next free DLC expansion has been revealed. A glitch in the frontier is coming very soon. Publisher EA and developer Respawn have revealed Titanfall 2's next expansion. It's titled A Glitch in the Frontier, and it's coming on April 25th. So it looks like that they're launching it the same time that the Ghost Recon Wildlands expansion is going to be available for people that don't have the season pass, April 25th. The DLC, which is free to all players, includes 2 maps, a faction, another game mode, and more. You can take a look at GameSpot.com and check out the trailer. The first new map is called Glitch, which EA describes as a medium-sized map inspired by Captain Lastimosa's home planet of Harmony. a second arena named Deck is specifically for the live fire game mode, which was introduced as part of last month's free update. And once again, I haven't played Titanfall 2 in quite a while. I mean, I finally beat the single player campaign. So I mean, I haven't even when the beta went live. I did play a lot of the multiplayer on the beta, but once the final game came out, I have only played the single player campaign, and even then, it took me. I mean, it wasn't a long campaign, so it didn't take me long, like hour-wise. It just took me a long time because I wasn't playing it so often. That isn't to say what I think about the game, though, because I love Titanfall 2. I thought Titanfall 2 was really good, and I would say it was probably about getting close to a couple months ago in an episode of Sports Nerd Web Weekly. One of Titanfall 2's developers said something that he kind of highly doubts that there's ever going to be a Titanfall 3, which breaks my heart a little bit, to be honest. So, moving on, also included in the update is a new faction, MRVN. Maybe it's pronounced Marvin. I don't know. It's capital MRVN. Plus a new game mode called Marked for Death. The MRVN could be connected to the in-game Marvin automated assistants, usually seen as passive unarmed NPCs, while Marked for Death returns from the first game in the series. Additionally, pilots can now regenerate, Titanfall's equivalent of Call of Duty's prestige mechanic, regenerate up to Gen level 100. Lastly, the main menu sees some cosmetic changes. There's a new get to the point execution, and you can now play live fire in private matches. Today's reveal comes just hours after EA outlined its plans for Titanfall 2's next 3 months of updates. Coming soon is a new Titan, more executions, and more paid add-ons in the form of Prime Titans and cosmetic upgrades. In addition to all this, Respawn confirmed that it has plans for more Titanfall 2 free trials. The most recent free trial weekend was held in March. In March, Respawn said Titanfall 2, which failed to meet EA sales targets, is healthy and growing. It remains to be seen if Respawn will make a third entry in this series. Outside of the Titanfall franchise, Respawn is working on a third-person Star Wars action game that's being directed by God of War veteran Stig Asmussen, which, that thing, I would imagine they're putting a lot of their eggs into that basket, because there's already a lot of hype surrounding that game already. Excuse me. Hope I'm not getting sick again. That would suck. Alright, yeah, but, okay, here's the thing, because, like I said, I do love Titanfall 2. It does, like I said, it breaks my heart a little bit that it hasn't lived up to the expectations that EA had, sales-wise, which, I don't know, but how they said it is healthy and it is growing and it is starting to gain steam somewhat, but we have to go back to when it launched. If you remember right, it came out right between Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and Battlefield 1. So it was kind of doomed from the start. But since we've gotten out of that launch window when it launched around those good shooters, Battlefield 1, a great shooter, it has slowly picked up steam. So I really wish that it would get successful. But here's the thing. I mean, the aforementioned Star Wars game, if that thing does incredibly well, then does that help them maybe put some funds into maybe having a Titanfall 3 made? I don't know. It would be nice to see a Titanfall 3, because look at how good they did with Titanfall 2 compared to Titanfall 1. Titanfall 1 was good, but then the big thing with Titanfall 2 was a single-player campaign and have it be good. And the single-player campaign in Titanfall 2 was phenomenal. It was really good. I mean, when I played it, I actually wasn't really expecting to have the feels hit as good as they were. So it would just be nice to see a Titanfall 3 at some point, but who knows? Moving along, there was a update that rolled out on the Xbox One recently. Me personally, I kind of don't like how the menu looks right now. I'm still kind of getting used to it. But Xbox insiders said that we will start seeing new features rolling out soon. That there's going to be more new Xbox One features on the way, including a party chat overlay. Microsoft recently released a significant Xbox One update, and already it's sharing details about more new features that are on the way soon. A new Xbox Wire post details some of the features that will arrive for Xbox Insider members in the coming weeks. This includes an expansion of the Arena feature to again allow players to create and participate in their own Killer Instinct tournaments, in addition to those for World of Tanks, Smite, and Halo Wars 2. The aforementioned Xbox One update did away with the system's snap mode, leaving an achievement tracker as the lone form of multitasking offered by the system. Similar to that, Microsoft plans to add a party overlay feature which pops up when someone in your party speaks so that you can easily see who is talking. You're free to customize the positioning and transparency of the pop-up, which you can get a glimpse of in this image that is on GameSpot.com. Other minor additions include an option to share looking for group posts to your activity feed or in a message, as well as a way to filter activity feed posts in the iOS Android apps. And then they also have listed some fan requested additions that are coming. You can share your looking for group post on the activity feed or through a message, unfollow a club or game hub directly from your activity feed. Your profile will display your arena tournament history and upcoming tournaments. For Beam and Twitch broadcasts, you will now have an option in the guide for your Connect to locate you automatically. Captive Portal support for wireless internet is coming to Xbox One, which allows for Wi-Fi authentication through a browser. Great for colleges, hotels, or public Wi-Fi locations. Filter posts on your activity feed on the Xbox app for iOS and Android. And on the Xbox app for Windows 10, we're adding the option to select the audio input and output sources for party chat. So on the Xbox app for Windows 10, we're adding the option to select the audio input and output sources for party chat. That's actually really good news on that one. There's no date yet for when any of this will arrive to all Xbox One owners, but those in the Insiders program may begin to see some of this today, with more to be added in the next few weeks. So, like I said, that last one specifically on the Xbox Windows 10 app, being able to change your audio input and output, that's actually a huge, especially for like streamers and things like that. So, for the most part, I have liked what a lot of the updates and changes that have been coming to the Xbox system, but just this last one that recently rolled out, I kind of wasn't a fan of the majority of it. So I kind of do like this party chat overlay thing, making it easier to identify who's talking when you're in party chat, and I do like how you have the option to move it and adjust the transparency of it as well, so it's not in the way of any important HUD information from the game you're playing. So we'll have to see what else will be rolling out with those updates. And up next, Battlefront 2 finally has a release date announced. Unless you've been living under a rock, there was also finally there was a slight leak, and then there was the official trailer released. Maybe I am the one that's been under the rock because I haven't seen it yet. But coming soon from a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is launching on PS4, PC, and Xbox One on November 17th. In a panel at Star Wars Celebration, representatives of teams working on Battlefront 2, EA, Motive Studios, DICE, and Lucasfilm, revealed the release date alongside a full trailer. Unlike 2015 Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefront 2 will feature all eras of the Star Wars canon rather than drawing only from the original trilogy. Battlefront 2 also includes a canon single-player campaign set after the events of Return of the Jedi. It follows an Imperial commander named Iden Versio, who swears to avenge the Emperor and quell the rebellion, though it will include other perspectives. It also introduces a new planet, Iden's homeworld. Battlefront 2's multiplayer features trooper classes as well as an upgrade system for troopers and heroes, which allows for greater customization. troopers will correspond to the era and location you're battling in, which means Clone Wars era troops won't show up on Hoth. However, it seems heroes will be available regardless of era. Pre-ordering the Battlefront 2 will give you extra content, including Last Jedi themed costumes for Rey and Kylo Ren. You can see the full list of pre-order bonuses, including what comes with the deluxe edition at GameSpot.com. And you can also go to GameSpot.com to check out the trailer that accompanied this announcement. Also, just a side note, the first trailer for Star Wars The Last Jedi was also revealed during the Star Wars celebration this year, so also make sure you check that out. I believe that one is actually supposed to be coming out, I think at the end of the year as well. I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that one, but I think so. Lastly, what we're getting into this week, this is actually some sad news as well. Nintendo is actually discontinuing the NES Classic Edition. This one's sad news to me because Fuchsia Only and I, me and her had both been wanting to get one of these. Ever since it launched, it's been hard for Nintendo to stock shelves. I mean, we haven't been able to find one. We were hoping that we would eventually, be able to get one. But this is actually like slightly old news. I mean, this news actually came out a few days ago. But since this is a weekly show, this happened after last week's episode. So, after just 6 months on the market, Nintendo says it is discontinuing the NES Classic Edition in North America. Nintendo did not provide a specific reason for why the console is being discontinued, but the plug-and-play system has been plagued with supply issues. Months after its launch, it was still selling out almost as quickly as new shipments were released. Quote, throughout April, NOA territories, I believe that's just North America, I think they call it NOA or something. I don't know. Throughout April, NOA territories will receive the last shipments of Nintendo Entertainment System NES Classic Edition systems for this year, Nintendo said in a statement. We encourage anyone interested in obtaining this system to check with retail outlets regarding availability. We understand that it has been difficult for many consumers to find a system, and for that we apologize. We have paid close attention to consumer feedback, and we greatly appreciate the incredible level of consumer interest and support for this product. Nintendo has only said so far that the NES Classic Edition is being discontinued in North America. When asked whether the discontinuation would be applied globally, a representative from Nintendo said, quote, please see the statements made by Nintendo in other territories, end quote. It's kind of like a polite way of saying F off. The NES Classic Edition launched last November, coming preloaded with 30 classic NES games. When asked if these classic games will be made available on the Switch or another system, Nintendo only said, quote, we have nothing to announce at this time, end quote. So, yeah, that is a bummer, especially if you were like me and Fuchsia, that really wanted to get one of these consoles, but unfortunately just wasn't able to. And like it said in this article, all we know right now is that it's discontinued. It's being discontinued in North America. Nintendo hasn't said anything yet about any other parts of the world. So I'll keep my eye on this, and if any other territories are announced, I'll be sure to make a video or update it. So another side thing I just want to mention real quick too is Horizon Zero Dawn is actually there was actually a patch, a free update that just rolled out with it, and it actually added the ability to listen to your own background music while you're playing the game, which I think it's a nice touch. It's just another way that you can listen to your own music while you're playing the game. I loved it when the Xbox. We were talking earlier about some of the updates to the Xbox that we liked. I think it was like last summer, or maybe the end of last summer. It was last year sometime when they rolled out the the ability to play music in the background. And some of the other fixes with this update on Horizon Zero Dawn, there was a bunch of bug fixes and things like that. You can check out the full list at a GameSpot. One other new feature that they added to, I believe, is the ability to drop treasure chests, or to drop treasures of unwanted items. So now you're able to do that. So that's good. All right, I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. This week we actually had a lot to talk about. Thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button if you like the video. Sub to the channel for more content in the future. Thank you all for your support and all the love. The streams on Twitch have been amazing lately. You can catch them at twitch.tv/SolgrOnly. And remember, every Saturday, Fuchsia streams with me. We stream Call of Duty Zombies. And then now our podcast is actually streamed live on Twitch now every Sunday at twitch.tv/SolgrOnly. So like I said, thanks for everything. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.